Mrs. Zimmerman here. Our math lesson today is all about order of operations. I'm starting here at my desk today because I want to show you a little bit about what order of operations is, and so you kind of understand it a little bit, and then we're going to do some practice problems. So we are going to, here we go. Okay, so today we're doing order of operations, just like I said. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, order of operations is basically just the order that we solve problems. So you're really familiar with, we've done adding 8 plus 12 or subtracting 21 minus 4, whatever the operation is. Today what we're going to be doing is combining those operations. Okay, so when you see those sort of operations, let's see, let me move that out of the way. Okay, so this here is the order that we solve problems. You maybe learned about this in 5th grade, I'm not sure, but it starts with parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. PEMDAS is what some people call it. This is a good little chart here to kind of show you what each of them, the order that they go in. But the chart that I like even better is this one right here, okay? Because what's really important and what a lot of people forget is that you start with parentheses, then you do exponents, and then it's multiply or divide, whichever one comes first. So you work right to left, or left to right, sorry, you work left to right, and if there's a multiplication problem first, then you do the multiplication. If you see a division problem first, then you have to divide first. And that's kind of, you do the multiply and divide, and then you do the addition or subtraction. It doesn't matter. You don't always add first or subtract first. You do whatever one comes first in the problem. Okay, so this is the picture that I'll be referring to a lot. I'll probably have it up on the board while we're working, but I'm going to go ahead and transition now so we can do some practice problems. Okay, so we are switching over to some practice problems now. Okay, the very first one I have for you is 12 minus 2 times 4. In using order of operations, we have to follow this pattern right here. So we have to ask ourselves, does our problem, transition over here, does our problem have any parentheses? No. Does our problem have any exponents? No. Does our problem have a multiplication or division problem? Yes, right? There's a multiplication over there. So that means we have to do the multiplying first. Okay, so we're going to come over here to the 2 times 4. And what is 2 times 4? 8. So we put an 8 right underneath the 2 times 4. So that way we know we used both of those numbers. Okay, and then what I have left is the 12 and the minus sign. So then I bring that down. Okay, so now I have 12 minus 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. Just like that. Our next problem is 36 divided by 6 times 2. So we have to use the order of operations, right? Does our problem have any parentheses? No. Exponents? No. A multiply or divide? Yeah, actually it has both, right? A division and a multiplication problem. So which one do we do first? We always work from left to right, okay? So that means we're going to start with a division problem. So what's 36 divided by 6? 6. And then we bring down the times 2 because that's what's left, right? And then what's 6 times 2? 12. And that's the order that we do them in. Our next problem here is 28 minus 20 divided by 4. Order of operations, you guys are going to get the hang of this, right? Is there any parentheses? Yeah, there is, right? There's parentheses right here. So I have to do what's in parentheses first before I can move on. So 28 minus 20, if you're not sure, you could come over here and do your subtraction, right? And you're going to get 8. Now I have a divide 4 left, so I bring the divide 4 down, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I know that 2 is my final answer. It is really important when you're doing order of operations that you can work in nice, neat lines. Remember how we've talked about using one number per line, and then when you finish, you skip a line, and then do the next problem and keep things really nice and vertical? This is why, right? Remember I said it was going to get really important? This is when it's really important. I've got our next problem here ready to go. Okay, 30 divided by 7 plus 2 cubed times 6. Okay, order of operations. Does our problem have parentheses? Yeah, right? It does have parentheses. So before we do anything else, we have to solve what's in parentheses first. Okay, 7 plus 2 cubed. Okay, can I multiply 7 plus 2 cubed? Or do I have to do a little bit of math here first? I have to do a little bit of math first. Okay, we need to solve the exponents before we can add. Inside the parentheses, it's almost like you have to do order of operations again, okay? And exponents are going to come before addition. So we're going to solve 2 cubed. 2 cubed is basically saying 2 times 2 times 2, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 cubed is 8 plus 7. And it's really important that each time we bring down the rest of the problem with us so we don't get anything left behind. And then we add. What's 7 plus 8? 15, right? And now that there's no more operations, I don't have to write the parentheses anymore. I can take away the parentheses and then copy the times 6 and my divide by 30. Okay, so now I have 30 divided by 15 times 6. No parentheses, no exponents, but we do have multiplication and division. So what's going to come first? We have a division problem first. So we're going to divide 30 divided by 15 is 2 times 6 is what I have left. And what's 2 times 6? 12. And there's nothing left for me to do, so I know 12 is my answer. 1. Okay, here it is. 60 divided by, what are these? These weird little things. They're called brackets. Okay, brackets are just another form of parentheses. Okay, and so in those brackets we have 4 plus 2 times 5. Okay, we have to do the brackets first, right? Because they're like a form of parentheses, and that always comes first. So in our brackets, it's like we have our own separate problem, right? The sum of 4 plus 2 times 5. So we have to do what's in the brackets first, and we have to do its own order of operations there. So I have a parentheses, an addition, and a multiplication. And which one's going to come first? Parentheses, right? So I have to do 4 plus 2. What's 4 plus 2? 4, 5, 6, right? So I'm going to copy down the rest of my problem, right? Because we want to make sure that we're bringing everything down with us. And we're done with the parentheses. We've solved all the problems in the parentheses. So then we can drop the parentheses, bring down our times by 5, and now we have 60 divided by the product of 6 times 5. Okay, what comes first, division or parentheses or brackets? The brackets are going to come first, right? So what's 6 times 5? 30. So we put the 30 there, divided by, and then we put our 60. So now we have our very last step is 60 divided by 30. If you're not sure, good math students work off to the side, right? Or if you do know what it is, you would put 2 as your answer.